Hey there, welcome to 4-Minute Friday, and today I want to talk about how we can help you minimize, maybe even completely negate the need to have a discount conversation with your customer. How do we stop the customer, your prospective customers, asking you for a discount, you having to give up some of your margin and profitability just to seal the deal? And that's what I want to talk about today. I want to help you understand a little bit about how people make purchasing decisions so you can kind of start to reframe perhaps the way they think about their investments and get away from thinking about just discounting. Now, if you don't know me, my name is Brian Conway from 𝗘𝗹𝗶𝗺𝗁.co.uk, and this is where I take a few minutes on a Friday to help you make more sales, close more business, find more clients, whatever it might be. So what I want to talk about specifically is a little bit about how people make purchasing decisions, how business owners or procurement people actually make a purchasing decision. And one of the things that influences their decision, and one of the biggest metrics that most business owners or buyers will use, is ROI. Probably a phrase you're familiar with, return on investment. Now, in case you don't know what it is, it's basically a comparison between the value they realize through the investment that they make, the money that they spend. So they're looking at the returns that your solution provides to them compared, and it is a comparison and it's calculated as a percentage, but it's basically compared to the investment that they make. Now, with those two elements, there's two ways you can improve ROI. One is to significantly increase the value or the perceived value of what you deliver, because it is simple maths. So that's one way. The other is to reduce the amount that the customer actually spends. So if the investment is smaller, or sometimes the value is greater, ROI improves immediately. It's just a fact, okay? So one of the reasons why customers ask for a discount is because they look at your numbers and go, right, well, if we just reduce how much we're going to spend, we've got a better ROI. What you need to focus is on not that reduction, but the incremental increase in the value that you deliver. So you've got to understand as much as you can about how your solution impacts your customer's business, their personal life, whatever it might be, depending on what you're selling, and get them focused on that side of the equation. And by increasing that, the ROI will improve. And that is a much more profitable way of improving the sales performance of the deals that you close, and obviously the value that they have to your business, rather than just quickly giving away a discount. Now, that may not completely eradicate a requirement from a customer to request a discount. That's always a nice to have. So there's no harm in actually putting your prices up a little bit and leaving some fat in there to allow you to give them that little bit of extra discount. But if you can demonstrate the value, that's much more impactful. So focus on what is it that your product, your service does for that buyer personally, or for their business if they're a business buyer, and find as much, fill that value bucket as I call it, find as much value in there as you can. And the more you focus on that, the harder it becomes for a customer to ask for a discount. If you're showing that you could demonstrate tens of thousands or hundreds or even millions in some of the clients that I work with of value based on their investment, it almost becomes embarrassing for them to ask for a 5% discount, to shave a little bit off here when you're showing and potentially going to deliver so much value to their company. So think about that. There's just those two elements when it comes to ROI. It's the most used investment metric, as I said, and there's only two elements to it: the value and the cost. And if you can reduce the cost, it improves it. If you can increase the value, so focus on the value element, and you will, as I said, mitigate or even minimize or eradicate completely sometimes the need to have a discount conversation. Hope that's helped you think differently about what you sell and how a customer may perceive the value in what they get from you, and how they may actually make a purchasing decision. That's it for today. My name is Brian Conway. This has been 4-Minute Friday. Please like, share, comment, subscribe, all that sort of good stuff. It's always appreciated, and I look forward to seeing you next week. And in the meantime, have a great weekend, and more importantly, a really successful next week in closing business. Take care.